Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Rebrand Everything. Today we're going to be looking at rebranding the Sunseeker yachts logo. And we've also been joined by a special guest because she just won't get off of my lap. So Sunseeker are a luxury yacht maker. It says here, Sunseeker International is a British luxury motor yacht manufacturer. Its headquarters and the main assembly facility is in Poole Harbour at Poole in Dorset, England. They've been making motorboats since 1969. So they make super expensive, super premium, super prestigious yachts, and their logo needs to reflect that. They also have a range of merchandise that they sell, stuff like hats, coats and stuff like that, and this is how their logo looks on that. Their current logo looks like this. You can see they've made like a 3D version of their logo, made it like a chrome texture, and then they've put like a little lens flare over it for the video just to give it that extra bit of epicness. Is that a word? I don't know, but you know what I mean. As much as I like their current logo, I think it could be updated a little bit. I think the font they're using there looks a little bit like what a futuristic logo would look like in 1980. I think the prestigious premium feel could be portrayed better with a few different style logos. So let's have a look and see what we can come up with. Oh, dog wants to get down. Before we get going with today's rebrand, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been commenting, subscribing and voting in the polls. It's making this channel much more interesting, seeing what you think as well. And it's also helping me make each video a little bit better than the last one, so thank you very much. So of course, one of the first things that comes to mind with a boat company is obviously the sea, water, obviously the word sun, as that is in the actual name of the company, and then the word seeker, which is kind of interesting because it's obviously to look for something. So then you start thinking about the obvious cliche things like eyes and compasses, stuff like that. But I think the key to some of these logos for me was to combine them two things and see what we can come up with. As always, I'm not the best with sketching, so let's move over into Illustrator and see what we can come up with. So I started out in Adobe Illustrator getting our colour palette straight. I wanted to use a nice deep blue and also a nice rich gold, so I had two different variants of them. I thought a nice navy blue just looks classic, looks kind of like royal, premium, prestigious, and obviously gold is kind of the complementary colour to that, so I thought that worked well. To tie in with the prestigious and premium theme of the boats, I wanted to create a nice logo using a serif font, so it looks quite traditional, and I thought in some of these letters here where we've got the E and the E next to each other, and then the K and then the E again, kind of loosely symbolised like just the waves of water, so maybe like rolling waves. So I decided to play on that idea a little bit more by joining up some of them letters. And it's only a loose indication, but I thought it made it a little bit better than just typing out the font. I then tried this new word mark inside the current logo, reef, but I thought it looked a little bit overpowered, so I just took the top off of that reef, left the bottom one and made it quite a lot smaller and put it in a nice rich gold. And I think that complements the word mark quite well. It's kind of modernised but still traditional. For option 2, I wanted to incorporate some sort of dual meaning logo that had a sun, which was also a compass, or maybe a ship's steering wheel. I ended up not using the steering wheel in the end as it looked a little bit fiddly, and I kind of wanted to simplify everything back so it was hinting at a compass but didn't have the big compass arms on there. I also used this big all caps word mark next to it because I thought that looks quite kind of ageless. It kind of looks modern but also like it could have been done 50 years ago. And then also to give it a tie back to their heritage and their previous logo, I took the capital S initial from the previous logo and put that in the middle of the new icon. And I feel like that would become quite recognisable and iconic over the years. And it could also be used as a standalone icon on the website, on the boat, stuff like that. Maybe, you know, like if you have a door handle with their logo on, it might be on there. You might see some other options around on the pasteboard that I was working on. They're just some other options that I developed up, but I didn't really think went too far. But if you like any of them, just let me know. For option 3, I wanted to use something that was still using the icon and sun concept, but not being as obvious as using a circle with the beams coming off of it. So I started developing some different layouts of a compass and how we can show that. As I was developing the compass icon, I found myself keep overcomplicating it with circles and more beams and more colours and different tints. So then I decided just to simplify it right back to this cross in the middle with the cross behind it, with a little divider in there which I just made using a white stroke. And I thought that looked like quite a delicate little icon, so I wanted a font to match. So I used a much thinner font than in my other versions, but I think it still looks quite prestigious, quite premium, and I feel like it could work. For option 4, I wanted to create this sort of abstract boat icon If you can imagine being in front of the boat but kind of beneath it because it's huge and you're looking up at it in the water, quite a strange thought I know, but it gives you this nice shape of the front of the boat there, and then the curve underneath, the curve of like the bottom of the boat dipping down into the water. Just wanted to sort of play around with that, have a little mess around with some angles and stuff. Just wanted to play around with that, just see how it looks. It makes them look quite powerful, as it also kind of looks like a shield or something quite official and big. Once I was happy with the shape, I just changed some of the tints of the two sides of the logo just to give it a little bit of separation, a little bit more interest. I quite like this one because it looks like a shield or sort of like a crest, and I think that works well with our big strong all caps word mark. For option 5, I just wanted to develop a different version of the icon where we weren't looking at sun, we wasn't looking at a compass, we were just looking at the letter S. So I ended up with this really solid geometric sort of ribbon S shape, and I was quite happy with that, and I thought it looked pretty good. I ended up pairing that up with a upper and lower version of the Sunseeker logo rather than the all caps versions I've used for a lot of the other options. I think the oversized icon, it looks a little bit weird when it's on a white background, just plain like that, but I just feel like it could be used across their branding, could be quite interesting. It kind of looks like a ribbon, which again could be used throughout their other branding. And I feel like a ribbon is a good tie-in to this brand because obviously it's very premium, very high-end stuff, and you like cutting the ribbon to your new boat or something like that. So here's what we got for the final 5 Sunseeker logo options. Remember to vote by pressing the little I button in the top right hand corner, and a little slide out menu will come out and it'll give you 5 options. Just vote for your favourite there. And if you have any more comments, please just write them in the comments box below, that'd be wicked. If you do like this video, please remember to press like. If you haven't already, press subscribe and put the little bell on. But enough talking about that, let's see the final options.